Right, folks, so what we've got here is the Roland MT-120. This is a sound canvas module. It says digital sequencer and sound module. Essentially, you can see this as a combination of the Roland sound canvas, the SC55 and the SG, I think, 55. So the SC55 was the sound module itself, very similar to the MT-32, just upgraded, and the SG55 was the floppy disk and sequencer. This is essentially all this combined. It does other stuff as well. You can actually plug and play along. This was seen as just a way to practice and compose on your own without the need of a DAW and without the need of a computer, really. And this would have been useful for sort of karaoke's, or maybe just as a solo musician playing gigs and having a backing track with you prior to the whole MP3 MP3 revolution.
This video is sponsored by PCBWay. No, come on, let me do it. Come on. Anyway,
this is just ridiculous. I hate you.
PCBWay offers PCB manufacturing services, of course, along with part assembly, but they also offer a number of other fantastic services like CNC, metal sheet fabrication, 3D printing, and even injection molding. Essentially a one-stop service for all your projects. So go to PCBWay.com, upload your project files, and get an instant quote. And thank you to them for sponsoring this video.
So yeah, cool little unit. It sounds very much like the MT-32. It's the same sort of engine. It's got a, I believe this is a PCM samples used for attack, and the rest is done with a small engine inside for the sustain and the rest of the tone. This module was sold to me with a healthy collection of floppy disk, but has none working. So I got it for very, very cheap. And the guy said that when he plugs his power supply, nothing happens. Looking at the back here, we've got a few connectors. So we got MIDI in and out. We got input connectivity for guitar and line in, and we've got the output mono and right, and headphones. A couple more things, and the power is what we're really interested in here. This is a 9-volt center negative. I suspect that what might have happened is that a voltage was put in with the wrong polarity. Center positive would be very common in 9-volt supplies nowadays. Center negative was sort of an old format. And indeed, when I try to plug this guy in, which is a handy little unit, it allows me to get a number of different voltages. Let me bring this here. And to reverse the polarity if I need. When I plug this in, the light here, which indicates that it's on, switches off. So that tells me that there's a short here somewhere. And I suspect it's probably in the sort of main power supply area. Not that there's much in lieu of power supply, but I suspect because this takes 9-volt, it either converts it to 5-volt or 3.3 if there's SMD stuff, which they're very likely to be in this. So let's open this up and see what we've got. I see there's 3 screws here and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws here. So let's take these off. I really ought to get myself one of those electric screwdrivers. It'll really make my life easier for stuff like that. All right, so this should slide open or lift open. Yeah, there you go. I suspect there's a few ribbon stuff in there. Yeah, so there's connectors here. There's connectors at the back. So we've got to be careful. How much can I lift this? Not very far. So we're going to disconnect this, which is probably front panel and the LCD screen. Maybe the floppy. No, floppy connector looks like, yeah, there's an ID connector. That's for the floppy. Let's take that out. Power connector for the floppy, and this is just the volume. So that's that out of the way. We're gonna put this somewhere safe. And this is our main board. So power goes in here. I don't see traces on top, so I'd say there's a lot of traces at the bottom here for this section. I'd say power, get the floppy here. So this probably is our power conversion. I see a little IC. I'm going to check what this is. I suspect this converts our power. these op amps. Okay, I need to take this board out altogether. I see a lot of screws here, God, here. Okay. All right, so I got the PCB extracted here, and I'm just gonna flip over the board. So essentially we've got our power coming through here, a little coil here, ferrite beads type of stuff, and this is our switch, on switch, and then I think I need to just look behind underneath here. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna use my my phone camera for this guy, but essentially we've got our ground plane here, our power here, and let me just see if this shorts. So ground is here, so that's our ground plane. Yeah, we've got a dead short between 9 volt and ground, so it's going to be interesting trying to figure out where this is going. So our 9 volt plane is the one we're going to follow through here, so it's going through here, so that's probably, so this is the 9 volt here, it's branching off, so we've probably got a capacitor and a transistor. Yes indeed, this guy and this guy. So that's 2 components already that we need to check. It's tapping off something here and here, ground 9 volts, so that's another, yeah, it's that big cap over there. Fair enough. And here it's going to something, diode. It's going through this diode and into this big IC, which is probably a voltage regulator of some sort, this guy. It's going to this pin. I'm going to have to have a look at what the pin out is for this, but it's probably an in, and we've got the, is that the ground plane or the out? That's probably the center pin, might be the out, and the ground plane might be on the opposite side. Doesn't matter too much. It could be that this guy is short, although I don't see any, I mean, if there's a short between here and here. No, actually that wouldn't be it, because it's going to the diode. So once it's here, there's no chances of this shorting, unless this is shorted, this diode is shorted, and this is shorted as well, so it will short the ground, which is possible but unlikely. I want to see where this goes off to. It's looks like it's going through this, yes, this little hole here, and it's going to, is it a transistor or a diode? Diode. So we've got, well, I think we can rule this out. So this cap, which doesn't look like it's got an issue. This diode, which is quite possible, and this guy. Is there anything else on the way? Oh yeah, so there's something here. Here. And what is that? Oh, that's a diode. Ah! So we've got a diode here between ground and 9 volt, which is actually the prime candidate for this. This is possibly just a pair of clamping diodes type of setup, and the goal is to prevent, if you reverse the polarity of the input, is to prevent the circuit from getting the wrong input, wrong negative voltage and that kind of stuff. I'm gonna desolder this guy and see if that fixes our short. Okay, I'm not gonna take it all out, so it's desoldered here. Let's do a continuity test now between ground here and no, is it this one? Yeah, no, this one. No, we're good. I think that was it. Let me just check. This diode, yeah, this diode is shorted. So I think something fried it at some point. probably leaving the, maybe somebody put the wrong voltage or wrong adapter in it and left it on for too long. And technically it should, if I apply the right voltage and stable voltage, it should work without it. I'm still going to replace it, so I need a bit of cleaning. And I'm not exactly sure, I can't really read the marking on the diode, but I'm just gonna put a generic diode in there. All right, diode is in. Okay, there's only one way to verify this, so I might want to at least have those front panels on. Don't think I need the floppy drive or the volume or anything like that, so we're just gonna double check that. There you go, it's on. So that's what it was. We had a problem with our just a shorted diode that was actually shorting our whole power supply or powered section on this. So a beat is working, new song, I'm not sure what's working in this either, so we're just gonna have just a test and see if we can get any sound out of this. All right, folks, so I got this back together, and there's one thing you might want to do is actually do a factory sort of reset or general test. You can do this by holding the two blue buttons and the repeat button together and then powering on the unit. There you go. And we get into the sort of firmware, whatever menu, and you can do all sort of tests. So, you know, I recommend you do most of them. You can set all, like test all the effects and all that kind of stuff. I've done this already, so we're going to skip that and we're going to see if these floppies work. This one is called Hits Forever. There's a lot of very, very sort of corny stuff, and expect beautiful sort of general MIDI Roland MT type of sound in this. I haven't checked what this is. So I'm assuming, oh, the floppy is working. I just realized I never tested if the floppy was working. Betty Davies' eyes. Oh my God. So it's picked it up ready. Okay, this navigates just the menu. Or we can change the value. We got drive. It's too late. All night long. Don't let the sun go down on me. Man in the mirror, if you leave me now. Oh my God, this is 80s gold, isn't it? Let's just check this. Oh my God. Okay, before we get demonetized, the volume is working as well. It's all working. And it was just down to that little diode that was there. I haven't tested the MIDI in or out yet. I'm going to assume it's working. I just wanted this thing to first power on and boot and get it plugged in and working. And it is working. All it was this little guy, this little diode that had failed and shorted, and probably due to, you know, reverse polarity being plugged in for too long, i.e. the wrong power connector. Awesome stuff. I have a working MT-120. It's pretty much, like I said, the SC55 and the disc unit all in one, and it's the same engine in there. It's essentially a Roland MT-32 on steroids. This is going to be cool. I want to use this at some point for sounds, for creating and composing stuff. So this is going to come in really, really handy. Anyway, folks, thank you for watching. I hope this was interesting. It's all down to this little thing that was preventing us from powering on. You can find me on Twitter and all other social platforms under Banjo Guy Ollie. And there's also Patreon if you want to support the channel. That would be much appreciated. This channel has grown recently to... to what I never expected it to grow to, really. I just thought it would be just a couple of thousands, and now there's over 8,000 people watching this stuff. So anyway, thank you very much, and see you next time.